Ultamize. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat through an entire meal with another person without either of you looking at a phone? Think about it. Really think about it. Not a meal where you were trying to avoid your phone, just a normal meal. Regular Tuesday dinner, lunch with a colleague, coffee with a friend. When was the last time that happened naturally, without effort, without anyone having to make a conscious decision to leave their phone in their pocket or someplace else? For most people, the honest answer is, I can't remember. And that's not a small thing. That's actually an enormous thing because what we're really talking about when we talk about phone habits isn't the technology, and it's wonderful, sophisticated technology, but it's the attention. And attention is the most valuable thing one human being can give to another. When you give someone your full attention, your real, undivided, uninterrupted attention, you're telling them something. You're telling them right now, in this moment, you are the most important thing in my world. Nothing on, and I mean nothing on that screen is more interesting than you. Nothing coming through that notification is more urgent than this conversation right now. When you think about it, that's an incredibly powerful thing to communicate to another person. Incredibly powerful. And most people are communicating the exact opposite every single day to the people who matter most to them. Now, let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain when you check your phone during a conversation, because this isn't about manners. This is about neuroscience. Your brain isn't designed to multitask. I know you think you're great at it. Everybody thinks they're a great multitasker. Guess what? Your brain really isn't very good at it. What it does instead is switch rapidly between tasks. And every time it switches, every time you glance at that screen and then try to come back to the conversation, there's a cost, a cognitive cost, a connection cost. The person you're talking to feels that cost, even if they can't name it. They feel this gap. They feel that moment where you've left and then come back. And over time, without ever consciously deciding to, they start adjusting. They start giving you less, sharing less, going deeper less often, because somewhere in their nervous system, they've registered this person isn't fully here. And full presence is what real conversation requires. Here's what makes this particularly insidious. Most people who have this habit don't think of themselves as phone addicts. Oh, no, not me. They're not scrolling mindlessly for hours. They're just checking, just glancing, just making sure they haven't missed anything important. Here's the thing about the glance. Doesn't matter how quick it is. Doesn't matter that you were back in 2 seconds. What matters is that the other person saw it. And the message that sends, the message that lands, whether you intend it or not, is something out there might be a lot more important than you. I need to check. That's the message every single time. Now, I want to give you something practical here because this isn't just about identifying the problem, it's about actually changing the behavior. The single most powerful thing you can do, and you can do this today, literally today, is to make your phone physically invisible during conversations that matter. That doesn't mean on the table, it doesn't mean face down on the table, not on silent in your pocket, but invisible in your bag, in another room, out of your physical environment entirely. Here's why this matters. Research consistently shows that the mere presence of a phone on a table, even face down, even silent, even belonging to someone else, reduces, that's right, it reduces the quality of conversation. Just seeing it there changes the dynamic, changes what people are willing to share, changes how connected they feel. The phone doesn't have to ring, doesn't even have to light up, it just has to be visible. That's how powerful this object has become in our social environment. It doesn't have to do anything to still do damage. So the habit isn't just about how often you check it. It's about where it lives during the moments that matter. So please, I beg you, put it away. Completely away. Not as some big grand gesture. You don't have to make a big announcement about how you're being present now. Just quietly, routinely, as a matter of course. Put it somewhere you can't see it and the other person can't see it. And then notice what happens to the quality of your conversations. Notice how much more people tell you. Notice how much more comfortable they seem. Notice how the conversation goes to places it hasn't gone in a long time. Because here's the truth, people are starving for real attention, genuinely starving for it. In a world where everyone is half somewhere else all the time, the person who shows up completely, who puts the phone away and just sits there, fully present and actually listening, that person feels remarkable. Not because they've done anything complicated, because they've done something almost nobody does anymore. That's the opportunity your phone habit is currently costing you every single day.